That's right, $2 million hiding in plain sight. And most people walk past it every single day without even knowing. I'm about to show you a coin that's not just rare, it's a life-changing treasure, and it could be sitting in your wallet right now. It all starts in 2009, the year America celebrated 200 years of Lincoln pennies. The U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies that year, but somewhere in the mix, a small, almost invisible group slipped through the cracks, pennies with no mint mark at all. Normally, every coin carries a letter telling you where it was made. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But these pennies? They were different. No mark, no identification, just a plain, ordinary-looking penny. Coins without mint marks in 2009 are extremely rare. The mint accidentally produced a very small batch, and almost all of them ended up in circulation. That's what makes this coin so dangerous for collectors who don't know what to look for. If you see a 2009 penny without a mint mark, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a potential million-dollar discovery. The truth is, it's all about scarcity and history. This penny is a one-time accident, a mistake that collectors drool over. Imagine walking down the street, checking the coins in your change, and realizing that one ordinary-looking penny is, in fact, a rare artifact worth more than your house in some parts of the country. But spotting it isn't always easy. The first thing you need to know is the year, 2009. That's your anchor. Next, check the front of the coin. All 2009 pennies have Lincoln's profile, but the magic is in the absence of a mint mark. Normally, you'll see a small P or D just below the year. The missing letter is what transforms an everyday penny into a multi-million-dollar coin. You'll need good lighting, a magnifying glass, and patience. Look closely at the space under the year. If it's blank, you may have stumbled onto a genuine treasure. Even some experts have missed these. Dealers, collectors, and even grading companies can overlook a no-mint mark 2009 penny because it looks ordinary at first glance. That's why this coin is such a secret. Most people ignore their loose change. They throw it into jars, tip jars, and cup holders. But for those who are alert, those who know exactly what to look for, this coin could literally change your life. Let me tell you about the thrill of discovery. One collector shared the moment he realized he had won. He was sifting through a handful of pennies he got from a bankroll, casually flipping them in his fingers. Then he saw it, no mint mark. His heart skipped. He pulled out his magnifying glass and examined it for what felt like hours. And there it was, the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny. By the time he confirmed it with a professional grader, he was staring at a coin potentially worth over $2 million. Imagine that. One ordinary penny in your pocket, and suddenly, your world changes forever. But don't get lost in the hype. You need to know exactly what to do if you think you found one. Handle it carefully. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. Don't try to make it look shiny. Every scratch or imperfection can affect its value. Store it safely in a protective holder. Then, take it to a professional grading service, the experts who can confirm whether your coin is genuine. It's a delicate process, but it's the only way to realize the true value of this extraordinary penny. These coins are out there in circulation. That means someone like you could stumble across one in a jar of pennies on your counter, at a garage sale, or even in a tip jar at your favorite coffee shop. That's what makes it exhilarating. It could be anywhere. You don't need to be a millionaire or a professional coin collector. You just need to know what to look for and have the patience to check your coins carefully. Let's reset for a moment. Imagine the feeling of holding a coin worth more than $1 million in your hand. Ordinary, unassuming, yet capable of completely transforming your life. That's the power of rarity, scarcity, and timing. And the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny has all three. It's a story of a tiny error that became priceless, a quiet moment in history now screaming for attention. These pennies often hide in the most mundane places. Old coin jars, change drawers, couch cushions. The places we all forget. That's why collectors who stay vigilant are the ones who get rewarded. One coin, found at the right moment, can make you the subject of headlines. It's not fantasy. It's happened, and it's happening right now. 2009. Second, focus on the mint mark area. Third, if there's nothing there, and the coin is genuine, congratulations, you may have something extraordinarily rare. Fourth, protect it. Fifth, get it graded. Follow these steps, and you could go from casual collector to someone who has a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. It's about the thrill of discovery, the idea that a tiny, overlooked coin could completely alter your life. The rush of holding a piece of history in your hand, knowing very few people in the world will ever experience that moment. And that's the true magic of the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It's not just a coin. It's a story, a mystery, a secret waiting to be revealed. One of these could be hiding there. One simple penny in the wrong jar for the wrong person could be the life-changing find for you. History has shown it, collectors have proven it, and now, the opportunity is out there, waiting to the next time you reach into your change jar. Pause. Examine each coin carefully. Look for 2009. Look for the missing mint mark. This tiny, forgotten piece of metal could carry unimaginable value. Your careful eye and a little patience are all that stand between an ordinary day and a $2 million discovery. Time and again, collectors who have stumbled upon this penny report the same feeling: disbelief, excitement, and a sense of destiny. It's not just about the money, though the money is life-changing. It's about being in the right place at the right time, recognizing a rare moment, and seizing it before it passes. And here's the part that will stick with you. There's no need to hunt in secret vaults or bid at elite auctions. This coin was made for circulation. That means it could be anywhere, right under your nose. You don't need luck, just knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. We're diving into the shocking story of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin so rare, so elusive, that collectors are scrambling to find it before it disappears into private collections forever. It all started in the late 1980s. Lincoln pennies were everywhere, jangled in jars, spilled across counters, and forgotten in wallets. But among these ordinary pennies, a tiny error occurred, one so subtle most people would never notice it. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for producing billions of coins, accidentally skipped the mint mark on a handful of pennies in 1987. Most people never realized these coins existed until recently. Picture a coin minted in 1987, indistinguishable at first glance from the pennies in your pocket. It has the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's the secret: it lacks the P mint mark. That small absence transforms an everyday penny into a potential fortune, valued by collectors at over $1 million. The mystery deepens when you consider how few of these pennies survived. Most were spent, lost, or thrown into jars of other change, blending into the mundane world of nickels, dimes, and quarters. But for the lucky few who discovered them, life changed overnight. Imagine finding a penny at the bottom of a purse, on the counter, or even tucked between couch cushions, and realizing it could be worth $1 million. Start with the obverse, the front side of the coin. Look at Lincoln's shoulder and the date. On a normal 1987 penny from Philadelphia, you'll see a tiny P above the date. On the no mint mark variety, it's gone, completely absent. That single missing letter is what turns a simple penny into $1 million treasure. Every collector knows this, and the hunt is fierce. Now, check the condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state. A no-mint mark penny in pristine condition could fetch 7 figures. Even if it shows slight wear, it's still worth far more than any ordinary 1987 penny. This is why collectors are teaching themselves to examine every coin carefully, because one small oversight could hide a fortune right in front of their eyes. The emotional impact of discovering one of these pennies is almost unbelievable. Imagine the shock, the disbelief. Your pulse races. You double-check the coin, examining every detail. And then it hits you. This tiny copper disc, so familiar, could literally be worth over $1 million. For some, it's not just a coin. It's a life-changing moment. Stories are pouring in from collectors who stumbled upon these pennies completely by accident. One man found one in a jar he bought at a yard sale. Another discovered one mixed in a roll of coins he had been collecting for decades. And each story carries the same mixture of awe, disbelief, and exhilaration. This isn't just money. This is history, mystery, and destiny, all rolled into one tiny coin. But every expert confirms it. These 1987 no-mint mark pennies exist, and their value is real. They are proof that fortune can be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone patient, observant, and lucky enough to notice it. Always check your pennies carefully. Look at the date. Look for the mint mark. Familiarize yourself with what a regular 1987 penny looks like. Then, notice the difference, the subtle absence of a P above the date. That is your first clue. That is your gateway to a potential million-dollar discovery. Collectors are so obsessed with these pennies that they are examining rolls of pennies in banks, jars at home, and even coins dug out of the ground. The search is relentless because the payoff is unimaginably high. Think about it. A single penny in your pocket could be more valuable than a luxury car, a down payment on a house, or a lifetime of savings. Every minute, more stories emerge. People are calling their friends, their family members, even coin dealers, frantically checking coins they never thought twice about. It's a worldwide treasure hunt that is thrilling, intense, and totally addictive. And it all comes down to this: one coin, one small detail, one missing letter. Now, pause for a moment and imagine the scene. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a jar of pennies, when suddenly your eyes catch something different. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be it? Could this small, ordinary coin be the one that changes your life forever? That's the emotional power of the 1987 no mint mark penny. Even for seasoned collectors, the stakes are high. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. Million-dollar sales are happening right now, quietly, in auctions and private sales. The coin market knows it, and collectors everywhere are chasing the dream. One lucky person is about to walk into their local store or open a box of old coins and make the discovery of a lifetime. The odds are small, but the reward is enormous. A single coin, carefully examined, could unlock more than money. It could unlock your dreams, your ambitions, and your belief that something extraordinary can happen at any moment. And that is what keeps collectors going. That is what makes a simple coin hunt feel like an epic adventure. So, don't overlook any penny. Don't dismiss that loose change. Examine every detail. Learn what to look for. And keep hope alive, because history has proven that the rarest coins often hide in the most ordinary places. A small oversight, a slight detail, a missing P, and suddenly, you're holding something extraordinary. Every coin you touch carries a story. Every penny you examine could be hiding a secret worth millions. The 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny is more than copper and metal. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that fortune can appear when you least expect it. Collectors are still discovering these pennies today. Each find is a testament to curiosity, patience, and vigilance. And it's also a reminder that sometimes, what seems ordinary is anything but. Your ordinary coin jar, your loose change in the drawer, even coins you've ignored for decades. They could be hiding something remarkable. Take a deep breath and imagine the moment. You pick up a penny, glance at the date, and notice the absence of the mint mark. Your heart pounds. The realization hits. You have found a coin worth over $1 million. The disbelief, the joy, the pure adrenaline. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is why collectors are so passionate. This is why they examine coins with a magnifying glass, study every detail, and never take anything for granted. Because sometimes, the simplest coin can bring the most extraordinary reward. And with the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny, that reward is very real. That's right, a single 1969 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could make someone's wildest dreams come true. Most people walk past it every day without even noticing. But for the few who know the secret, it's life-changing. The story begins in 1969, a year of turbulence, change, and quiet mysteries hiding in plain sight. The U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies that year, but in the midst of all this production, a rare variation slipped through. These coins carry no mint mark, not from Philadelphia, not from Denver, a detail that seems small, almost insignificant. But in the world of coin collecting, that small detail can be everything. Collectors who stumble upon this coin often describe it as surreal. One moment they're sorting through their change. The next moment they're staring at a piece of history, realizing that this ordinary penny could be worth $1 million. There's a rush, a heartbeat, a connection to something larger than themselves. A coin that has survived decades, quietly waiting for someone to notice its true value. Identifying this coin is crucial because the difference between a regular 1969 penny and the no mint mark version can be subtle but monumental. First, check the date. The year is 1969. Next, Look carefully at the area where a mint mark would normally appear. If you see no letter at all, you could be holding one of these rare treasures. But be cautious. Wear and tear, scratches, and circulation can make it tricky. Magnification can help, and learning the feel and sight of an authentic 1969 no-mint mark penny is a skill all collectors must develop. What makes this penny so valuable isn't just its rarity. It's the story it carries, the journey it's been on. This coin survived decades of use, countless hands, and endless circulation, yet it remained unclaimed, a hidden treasure in a world that often overlooks the small and ordinary. Its value isn't just in metal. It's in the mystery, the thrill, and the incredible luck of the moment someone finally recognizes it. Imagine the excitement of holding it in your hands for the first time, feeling the weight of history, knowing that one small piece of copper could transform your life. Million-dollar dreams are often tied to impossible odds, yet here it is, a tangible, real chance. Collectors report stories of pennies discovered in old jars, coin rolls, and even forgotten drawers. Everyday items hiding extraordinary fortune. That's the magic of the 1969 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, that it's not just about spotting it. Understanding its authenticity is critical. Look for clear details on Lincoln's profile. Check the edges for uniformity, and watch for anomalies in the die strike that are known to appear in genuine examples. This is the difference between a coin worth a few cents and one worth $1 million. Knowledge and attention to detail are the keys to unlocking this secret. Even the most experienced collectors are humbled by how easily these coins can slip past notice. They're hidden in plain sight, yet when found, they command instant attention and extraordinary value. The rarity, the history, and the emotion combine to create a story that is bigger than the coin itself. It's a story of patience, discovery, and the hope that one small object can redefine a lifetime. The thrill of uncovering a 1969 no-mint mark penny is indescribable. People describe it as a mix of disbelief and elation, a pulse-quickening moment that changes your perspective forever. Suddenly, you're not just a collector. You're a witness to history, a guardian of a rare artifact, and potentially a millionaire. That dream, that feeling, is what keeps collectors searching. Millions of pennies were minted in 1969, yet only a handful of these no-mint mark coins exist today. That rarity is what fuels the drama, the suspense, and the incredible value. For some, it's an obsession. For others, it's destiny. And when you finally hold one, the realization hits. A small coin in your hand, yet a fortune waiting to be claimed. Begin with everyday pennies. Look in coin jars, old collections, drawers, and loose change. Learn the subtle markers, study the authentic coins online, and immerse yourself in the nuances that make the 1969 no-mint mark penny unique. Every glance could be the one that changes everything. Collectors who have found these coins describe the moment as almost cinematic. A simple action, sorting coins, checking a pocket change, or dusting off an old collection, transforms into a moment of unimaginable discovery. The tension builds, the pulse quickens, and suddenly, there it is, the rare penny worth $1 million. That it's more than money. It's a symbol of luck, perseverance, and timing. That one coin connects past to present, reminding us that treasures can be hidden in the most mundane places. It's a reminder to never overlook the small, ordinary things, because they might just hold the extraordinary as you hunt. Imagine the stories this coin has witnessed. Imagine the decades it has survived, the countless hands it has passed through, and the moment it finally meets the right collector. That story becomes part of your story the moment you recognize it. That connection, that thrill, is priceless. The 1969 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's an experience, a mystery, a chance at life-changing fortune. It's the embodiment of hope, excitement, and the promise that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon $1 million treasure without even realizing it. Take your time, study the details, trust your instincts, and keep searching. One day, that ordinary penny could reveal itself to be the most extraordinary coin in your life. The wait, the search, and the attention to detail are all part of the journey, and the reward is beyond imagination. We're talking about a 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a penny quietly sitting in circulation, completely overlooked, yet worth up to $1.4 million. But history has a way of hiding treasures in plain sight. The 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny wasn't a special release. It wasn't flashy. It didn't scream valuable. It looked like every other penny in your pocket. But a tiny error during its production created a miracle, a coin that now commands prices most people only see in movies. The late 1970s. The U.S. Mint is overwhelmed with coin production. Machines are humming. Presses are pounding out pennies at lightning speed. Somewhere, deep in the noise, one press fails to imprint the mint mark on a batch of 1980 pennies. It's a subtle mistake, invisible to the untrained eye. And yet, that tiny omission turned a humble penny into a potential million-dollar treasure. Collectors around the country started noticing these anomalies years later. At first, it was whispers at coin shows. Did you see that 1980 penny? Dealers would glance at it, shake their heads, and quietly hand it back. The stories of incredible sales started to emerge. One lucky collector reportedly turned a handful of these coins into over $1 million. Imagine the disbelief, the joy, the life-changing possibilities wrapped up in a coin barely bigger than your fingernail. First, the date. Look carefully at the 1980. Then, focus on the mint mark, the tiny letter usually beneath the date indicating the mint location. Most 1980 pennies have a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. The no mint mark version is missing this letter completely. That absence is the key, but that's not all. You also need to examine the penny's condition. Even minor scratches or wear can drastically affect its value. Collectors call this grading. A high-grade 1980 no mint mark penny, untouched by pockets and cash registers, could be worth millions. Low-grade examples are still rare, but the real prize is a crisp, clean coin that looks almost new. Every one of these coins has a story. Some were found in jars of coins, passed down through generations. Others were hiding in couch cushions, in drawers, or forgotten in wallets. Every time one surfaces, the community buzzes with excitement, and the value skyrockets. Just one discovery can change a life forever. Lighting is crucial. Hold the penny under a bright light and tilt it slowly. You're looking for the date to stand out clearly, and that mint mark to be completely absent. A magnifying glass helps, but your eyes will start noticing details that most people never see. Once you spot it, you'll feel a thrill, the kind you only get when you realize you're holding something extraordinary. The story of the 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is a story of chance, of luck, of history colliding with the present. It's about being in the right place at the right time and knowing what to look for when most people are blind to it. It's also a reminder that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. Collectors who have found this coin often describe it as surreal. One man recalls digging through a drawer of old pennies and pulling out a coin that made his heart race. He held it, studied it, and realized it matched the rare 1980 no mint mark he had only read about in articles. $1 million realization, right there in his hand. And while the chase for these pennies can be intense, it's also deeply personal. It's about discovery, excitement, and the possibility of changing your life forever. Even for seasoned collectors, finding one of these coins brings an indescribable rush, a combination of disbelief and exhilaration. Imagine checking your own coin collection right now. That jar of pennies on your counter. That old wallet tucked in a drawer. You could be holding a tiny fortune without even knowing it. And the truth is, every day someone finds one. Every day someone's life is changed with the discovery of this exact coin.so. As you think about the coins in your house, remember the story of the 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Remember the missed mint mark, the history behind its creation, and the collectors who have turned it into millions. Remember that the most incredible treasures often look like the most ordinary objects. Every glance at your coin collection is a new opportunity. Every search through loose change could reveal something extraordinary. And that's the magic of this coin. It's not just a piece of copper. It's a story, a chance, a life-altering secret waiting to be discovered. Imagine holding a coin in your hand right now. Just a regular penny, worn from years of circulation, maybe stuck to the bottom of your coffee table or hiding in an old jar. Now imagine that same coin could be worth over $1 million. That's not a dream. That's reality for the 1964 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. And today, you're about to discover why collectors are losing their minds over this tiny piece of copper It all begins with a quiet year in American history. 1964, a year of change, of hope, and of secrets that most people never noticed. The U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of pennies, most going unnoticed, destined for pockets and cash registers. But tucked in among them were a few extraordinary coins, strikingly rare. These weren't flashy coins or limited editions announced in newspapers. They were ordinary pennies, at least at first glance. The difference? A tiny detail that makes all the difference in the world. The 1964 penny you're looking for has no mint mark. Most coins from this era carry a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But this one doesn't. That tiny absence could mean millions of dollars in value. You see, the no mint mark coins were far fewer in number, often overlooked by casual collectors, and yet, they are the ones that can create instant millionaires. A coin that looks like pocket change could secretly be worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. Collectors describe the feeling as indescribable. Imagine finding a coin you didn't even know was rare, only to realize it could turn a small jar of pennies into a life-changing treasure. That rush, that thrill, it's what makes this hunt so addictive. And it all starts with learning how to spot it. The first step is simple, but it requires patience. Pick up any 1964 penny. Look at the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial side. Do you see a mint mark under the date? If yes, it's likely not the one we're talking about. If no, your heart should start racing, because this could be it. But don't stop there. Examine the coin closely. Check the details on Lincoln's profile. Is the date clear? Are the edges crisp? Condition matters. Even though these pennies are small, subtle variations can increase their value dramatically. After all, millions of pennies were made in 1964. The truth is that no mint mark coins were primarily struck for collectors, not for general circulation. Many were lost over time, melted down, or simply discarded. What survived represents an incredibly rare opportunity. This isn't just a coin. It's a piece of history, a tiny artifact that could change your life in a moment if you know what to look for. The story gets even more intriguing when you consider the dramatic auctions that have taken place. Hundreds of collectors have spent years hunting these pennies, some paying tens of thousands for coins in near-perfect condition. And when a coin in pristine shape shows up, the bidding can skyrocket, reaching over $1 million in the blink of an eye. Ordinary people become millionaires overnight, all because of a coin that looked like ordinary pocket change. But you don't need to be a professional numismatist to spot these pennies. You just need awareness and attention to detail. Look for the tiny imperfections that make each coin unique. Check for the absence of the mint mark, the sharpness of the strike, and the overall condition. Even coins with minor wear can be valuable. Though pristine coins are the ones that can fetch a true fortune, that it's easy to underestimate the power of this penny until you hear the stories. People cleaning out old coin jars, sifting through decades of accumulated change, suddenly holding in their hands a coin worth more than a house. The shock, the disbelief, and then the exhilaration. That's the emotional roller coaster collectors chase. And it could happen to you. Consider the history behind it. 1964 was a pivotal year in the U.S. The country was in transition, grappling with social change and economic growth. Coins minted that year carry a subtle significance, a piece of the American story frozen in metal. Each no-mint mark penny is more than just a coin. It's a silent witness to history. That's part of what drives the passion of collectors. Every coin has a story, but this one has the potential to write an entirely new chapter in someone's life. A chapter that begins with over $1 million. Now, imagine the moment when you realize you've found one. Heart racing, palms sweaty, eyes scanning every detail. Could it be? Is this the coin that turns a lifetime of casual collecting into something extraordinary? The truth is, yes, it could be. And that is the thrill. That is the excitement. And that is why collectors continue to search tirelessly, knowing that this single penny could redefine their lives. The hunt is as much about passion as it is about fortune. Searching through old jars, checking drawers, inspecting rolls of pennies. Each moment is a chance to stumble onto history. And history, in this case, could mean $1 million. The anticipation builds with every coin you examine, every maybe turning into could this be the one? And when you finally hold it, when you recognize it, the world changes in an instant. That don't forget, identification is everything. Absence of a mint mark, sharp details, and overall condition are key. Even subtle differences can increase value. This isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge, awareness, and a willingness to look closer than anyone else. Those who do often find themselves rewarded in ways they never imagined, sometimes with life-changing amounts of money. This coin is still out there. Millions of pennies circulated in 1964, but only a select few have survived without a mint mark. The opportunity is real. You could already have one in your possession, lying forgotten in a drawer or a coin jar. The thrill is knowing that among ordinary pennies, a true treasure waits to be discovered. Collectors dream about this coin because it represents more than money. It represents possibility. It represents the idea that something seemingly ordinary can be extraordinary. And in that, it inspires hope, excitement, and the relentless pursuit of discovery. Every no-mint mark 1964 Lincoln penny carries that potential, the potential to transform a life overnight. Don't overlook the ordinary. Coins in circulation, coins that seem common, may hide the most incredible treasures. Your patience, your knowledge, and your attention to detail are your greatest tools. And the reward? A coin that could be worth over $1 million, right in your hands. You think your pocket change is worthless. You think pennies are just pennies. But what if I told you that one single penny, almost invisible, almost ordinary, could be worth a staggering $1.6 million? Imagine holding something so valuable, tucked away in plain sight, and not even knowing it. That's exactly what the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is, a coin hiding a fortune where no one thought to look. The story begins in the United States Mint, a place where coins are churned out by the millions, each stamped with precision, each intended for everyday hands. But in 1990, a strange error slipped through, a tiny oversight so subtle that millions of these pennies were made, yet only a few escaped with a detail missing: the mint mark. No D, no P, no S. Just Lincoln staring back at you. Ordinary on the surface, extraordinary in value. Collectors around the country first noticed something was unusual decades later, when hobbyists began comparing notes, examining stacks of pennies in basements, drawers, and forgotten jars. They noticed that a few pennies lacked the familiar D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. And those pennies? They weren't just different. They were million-dollar treasures hiding in plain sight. The answer is scarcity. Out of millions of 1990 pennies, only a handful were accidentally released without a mint mark. That rarity, combined with a passionate collector market, has driven these coins to astonishing prices. One lucky coin recently sold in a private sale for over $1 million. Yes, a single penny. Now, here's how you can spot one. First, hold the penny in good light. Look at the area beneath the date on the front of the coin. There should normally be a small letter, a D or AP. If it's missing, if the space is completely blank, congratulations, you might be holding a potential $1 million coin. Check the detail. The date should be clear, the copper surface smooth, but not overly worn. A genuine 1990 no-mint mark penny has subtle wear, but retains that unmistakable Lincoln profile. But caution, not every blank-looking penny is valuable. Some could have been polished, tampered with, or mistaken due to corrosion. That's why experts recommend magnification and careful inspection. Compare it to a standard 1990 penny. The difference is in the details. The absence of a mint mark is tiny, but it changes everything. That tiny difference is the difference between a penny you drop in a jar and a penny that could change your life forever. Imagine the stories behind these coins. One could have been in your father's pocket in 1990, or in a cashier's till, or slipped into a jar on a kitchen counter. No one realized its value. No one knew it would one day become the kind of discovery that turns everyday collectors into millionaires. And you could be the next one to find it. The thrill of discovery is unlike anything else. You hold a coin, ordinary to the casual eye, and suddenly your pulse quickens. Could this be it? Could this be the penny that defies time, that defies expectation, that defies everything we thought we knew about pennies and their worth? The 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has that power. It's subtle, it's hidden, and it's waiting for someone patient enough to find it. Even seasoned collectors are sometimes shocked when they finally see one in person. There's a surreal moment when you realize, just holding it in your hand, that this small coin has the potential to be worth $1 million. One coin, one moment, one life-changing discovery. And it could be in your pocket right now, if you just take the time to look. The key is attention. Check your collections. Check old jars of change. Look through rolls of pennies you've saved over the years. Millions of ordinary pennies pass through hands every day, but only a few are this rare. Only a few can turn a simple hobby into a story of unbelievable fortune. And imagine telling the story. You didn't win the lottery. You didn't inherit a fortune. You found it quietly, almost by accident, tucked inside a drawer, under a stack of bills, forgotten for decades. And suddenly, you are part of a legacy of collectors who have unearthed what was hiding in plain sight all along. That's the emotional power of this coin. It's hope. It's mystery. It's the idea that life can surprise you when you least expect it. Remember, this is not just about money. It's about history. It's about the story of an error, a minting oversight, a tiny detail that transforms something ordinary into the extraordinary. Every scratch, every patina, every subtle nuance tells a story of a coin that defied expectation, and a collector who finally recognized its worth. So, when you hold your pennies today, don't just toss them in a jar. Look closely. Examine the dates. Search for that missing mint mark under the 1990 date. Because one day, that coin might make someone gasp, might make someone weep with joy, might make someone's life change forever. And that someone could be you. The excitement, the suspense, the rush of uncovering something no one else saw coming. It's all there in a single coin. One coin, $1.6 million, and the proof that treasures can hide where you least expect them. Every glance at your coin jar is a chance. Every pocket change could be the moment you've been waiting for. You might be holding a fortune in your hand and not even know it. Imagine a single coin, so ordinary it's been in circulation for decades, yet worth over $1 million. It sounds impossible, but for collectors who know the secret, this is reality. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin hiding a fortune in plain sight. It all begins in 1993, a year like any other. The Lincoln penny had been in wallets, jars, and cash registers for decades. Everyone assumed they were just pennies, small, insignificant, easy to overlook. But somewhere in the mints that year, a small error occurred. A batch of pennies was produced without a mint mark, an anomaly that, at the time, went unnoticed. What seems like a tiny detail turned out to be the difference between an everyday penny and a coin worth over $1 million. Collectors describe the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny as a hidden treasure. And hidden is the right word. Most people glance at a penny and see nothing more than 1 cent. But these coins carry a story, a secret built into the very metal that could transform someone's life in an instant. The first clue is obvious. There is no mint mark. Unlike most pennies from 1993, which proudly display a small D or P beneath the date, this penny shows nothing. At first glance, it looks normal. But when you hold it under the light, examining the details of Lincoln's profile and the smoothness of the coin, collectors start to notice subtle differences. The absence of the mint mark isn't just a missing letter. It's a rare alignment of errors and timing, a moment where history left a mark, or in this case, didn't. Imagine the thrill of discovering one in your own pocket change, or tucked away in an old jar, forgotten for decades. The thought alone makes the heart race. For collectors, it's not just the money. Though, make no mistake, over $1 million can change a life. It's the story, the history, the connection to something rare and unique that few people will ever see. But these coins aren't easy to identify without careful inspection. You'll need a magnifying glass, good lighting, and a trained eye. Check the date carefully. If it reads 1993, look below it. Is there a mint mark? If not, this could be the coin that has made ordinary people millionaires. Every detail matters. Look for the sharpness in Lincoln's profile, the clarity of the word liberty, and the texture of the coin. This isn't just a penny. It's a piece of history carrying a life-changing value. And while it may seem like this coin is a modern discovery, it has a mysterious backstory. Somewhere in the Philadelphia Mint, the process that usually stamps a tiny D or P went wrong. It's impossible to know how many were released or where they traveled. That mystery adds to the allure, the drama, the suspense. Every penny could be hiding in a drawer, a wallet, or a coin collection, waiting for the moment someone realizes its true worth. Collectors who have found one describe the experience as surreal. Imagine casually sorting coins, and suddenly, a single penny stands out. You check it, recheck it, and then it hits you. This coin could be worth $1 million. The reality is shocking. Ordinary people, ordinary coins, suddenly carrying extraordinary value. The story of the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is also a lesson in patience and persistence. These coins don't announce themselves. They reward those who take the time to notice, to learn, to study every detail. Even if you search thousands of coins, finding one is rare, but that rarity is exactly what drives its incredible value. Over the years, stories have emerged of collectors who stumbled upon one by accident. A coin pulled from a roll at the bank, a penny found under a couch cushion, a jar passed down from a grandparent. Moments like these turn everyday life into a treasure hunt. The suspense, the excitement, the possibility, it's addictive, and it's what makes this coin so legendary. And while the financial value is staggering, what really captures the imagination is the idea that something so small, so overlooked, can carry such immense significance. A single penny, in the right hands, can become a story of fortune, chance, and history converging in a moment of discovery. Over $1 million, resting quietly in something most people throw away without a second thought. Learning to identify one is crucial. Every detail counts. Focus on the date, the mint mark, the texture of Lincoln's face, the sharpness of the letters. These subtle differences separate a normal penny from a coin that can literally change your life. It's a game of observation, patience, and understanding, and the reward is immense. Collectors who have found a 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny often describe the experience as life-changing. Not just the money, but the thrill, the story, the sense that they've touched something extraordinary. And now, that same opportunity could be in your hands. Imagine opening a jar of pennies you've kept for decades, or sorting through a roll of coins at the bank. One glance, one careful inspection, and you might spot it. That moment when the ordinary becomes extraordinary. That moment when history, chance, and fortune collide. Over $1 million in a single, unassuming penny. The 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of hope for collectors, a reminder that treasures can be hidden in the most ordinary places, and that sometimes life-changing fortune is just a glance away.